Ricky here, and you're watching Ricky Talks Shop. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Welcome to part 1 of my Ultimate Les Paul Mod video series. I have here a Burny RLC 55 Les Paul custom copy that I picked up for 240 bucks. You can buy these new $675 kind of range, $575. So they're not a terribly expensive guitar. Let me show you this up close quick. Really cool. They call this a Planet Burst finish. Really cool finish on that. I love that. With chrome hardware. Show you the neck, headstock. And you can see here too, there are quite a few little bumps and scrapes and bruises. Someone did not take the best of care of this guitar. Also be sure to check out part 0 of this video. And I called it part 0 because all I did was a light fret dress. I show you that whole process, but I don't really consider that a repair or a modification. It's just part of a setup on a used guitar. So let me tell you a little bit about this guitar then. This is an all solid, so there's no chambering, no Swiss cheese holes in it. All solid guitar. It's a mahogany body and neck, rosewood fretboard, and a maple top. And I did pull out one of the pickups and I scraped some of the finish inside the pickup cavity. And it is a nice, full, thick maple top on this, which is really, really incredible for the price point on this guitar. The fret wire, when I did the fret dress, when you start filing frets, you can really tell like what kind of quality the fret wire is. This stuff seemed really good. Unlike a lot of Epiphone guitars I've dealt with lately, they seem to come with a really soft fret wire, and that's going to wear very quickly. This seems much better than that. The tuners seem decent. They're, you know, a little generic, but they seem to keep the guitar in tune for the most part. It does have a plastic nut, which you really can't fault at this price point. I have a $2,000 American Les Paul here that also has a plastic nut. The bridge and tailpiece on this, they're very, very solid. Nashville style bridge. You can take the strings off. There's no rattle. Nothing moves around. Very well made piece of hardware down here. The pickups in this guitar also are fantastic. They both measure right around 12.5K, and I haven't pulled a cover off one, but I'll bet that they're a ceramic magnet. So they're a very, very good quality super distortion kind of pickup. And if you're into a lot of that 70s rock, early 80s rock, everyone was putting super distortion pickups in pretty much every guitar back then. So this really kind of nails a lot of that sound. Show you a little bit here. Hopefully that gives you an idea. Now one place that this guitar really does fall flat is the other electronics and controls. Here, if you turn the volume up, if we roll that back, you gotta roll this volume control way back before it makes any difference. It's almost like an on-off switch. Same thing with the tone control. I can roll that all the way back and it makes almost no difference. And that's very typical. The electronics you get in Chinese, Korean, Indonesian, a lot of those guitars, you get these same parts. And just really feel like in this guitar that they're letting a really good set of pickups down. Another thing to mention on this is a nice thin finish on this guitar. And I know you'll hear people talk about lacquer finishes and nitro finishes, and really what you need to be more concerned with is how thick the finish is on a guitar. Especially see a lot of Korean guitars that use very thick finishes, and a very thick finish, I don't care what kind it is, that will dampen the resonance of your guitar. But this is nice and thin, so there's nothing to worry about there. This guitar, like I said, it is all solid. It weighs right at 8 pounds, so it's a very good weight. I am working on an article where I'll talk about, you know, all the different kinds of mahogany out there and what some of the differences are, and why you can find a guitar like this, all solid, weighs 8 pounds, and then you have like, I have a Les Paul Classic here that has the Swiss cheese traditional weight relief. So there's big holes drilled out of the body, and that one weighs 9 pounds. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Now I want to talk to you about just some of the mods I plan to do to this guitar and what order I'm going to do them in. The first thing we'll do is we'll get rid of this plastic nut and we'll put a bone nut on it. If you're modding a guitar, before you change pickups, before you change electronics, always think about your nut and your bridge, because you have 2 points on your guitar where the vibrations of your strings are transferred into the neck and the body of your guitar. Something like this, you have a 2-piece, a bridge and a tailpiece that work together. So if you have a cheap bridge or a cheap nut, I mean that's letting your guitar down right there. So I would always start by upgrading those things. After that, like I said, these electronics are just not good. So we'll wind a new set of pickups and we'll replace the electronics. After that, we'll put a new set of tuners on it, and then we'll upgrade the bridge and the tailpiece. And this guitar, at that point, this should be a full-on, stage-ready professional instrument. Thank you guys for watching.